And Odysseus took an arrow and fitted it to the bow, and pulled the string back, and sighting down all the axe heads, he let the arrow go. Thunk it went and buried itself in a pillar at the end of the hall. "Lucky shot, stranger," they said. And Odysseus said, "This contest is over, and now there is another target I will hit. Apollo, grant me glory." And he reached down and picked an arrow out, fitted to the bow, pulled it back. At the end of a hall there was Antinous, guzzling down wine, made years ago by Odysseus and Penelope, in the springtime of their love. In the garden they had crushed the grapes themselves, making that wine, keeping it safe in the cellar. And now Antinous was guzzling it down, knowing nothing, blind to their love, drinking that wine down. And Odysseus let the arrow go. Thunk it went, hit him in the throat just like this, gagging the spitting blood. He went this way, kicked the table over onto the floor. "Stranger, you've shot your last," the suitors said. "I am no stranger," said Odysseus, and a crack of thunder lit up the sky, and he said, "I am Odysseus, son of Laertes, sacker of cities. You're in my house, prepare to die." And so we got in our boat and pushed it off from the shore, and we set sail on the wine dark sea. All night the ship sailed on across the water, and Telemachus and all the sailors slept. Only Mentor remained awake, Mentor who was Athena in disguise. And by her powers she held on to that tiller and guided that ship across the sea. And above the ship were the stars shining down, the old stories, the constellations there. And so by the light of the old stories, that ship moved across the sea. Pigs. They've all been turned to pigs. What? I said. They've all been turned to pigs. Odysseus, there's some magical lady of the beasts who lives here. She is dangerous. We don't want to tangle with her. What happened? I said. What happened? We went through the forest. We came to a field, and there was a wolf and a bear, but they were not like they usually are. They seemed half asleep, drugged in some way. And there was a house in the center of the field, and else there was smoke rising from the chimney of that house. And we heard a woman's voice singing. And I said, "This looks bad. This looks dangerous. This is some type of magical woman. We do not want to tangle with her." And Perimedes said, "Oh, why be so cautious? Let us go. Come on, Eurymachus, let us go. Does that sound like the voice of a man-eating monster? No, no, this is some kind woman who will care for us." So he spoke, and I could not dissuade him. So all of our sailors, Odysseus, went into her house, but I hung back, hiding behind a bush. And inside I heard sounds. I heard laughter. I heard the woman's voice. I heard the clinking of glasses. And then I heard snorts, grunts, squeals. And then, as I looked, 22 of our sailors came out as pigs. 22 sailors had gone in, 22 pigs came out, and she came out with a hawk feather in her hair and her blinding beautiful voice, dressed in black and red with feathers hanging from her belt. And she said, "You thought you came to wine and dine, and now you must become the swine." And she took acorns and threw them down into the grass, and our sailors, as pigs, devoured those acorns. And I looked back, and I saw the Cyclops on the beach, and I said, "Cyclops, it is not no one who has defeated you. It is I, Odysseus, sacker of cities, son of Laertes. When you think on your pain and your blindness in the future, know it is I, Odysseus, who has done this to you." And he raised his arms up to the deathless gods, and he spoke and said, "Father Poseidon, Poseidon, Lord of the sea, if ever you were kind to me, hear my prayer. Curse this man, Odysseus of Ithaca, son of Laertes. Make it so he never returns home, or if the gods decree that he must return, make it so he returns in a stranger's boat and a beggar's rags, and finding his house filled with thieves, devouring his wealth as he has devoured my wealth as well. Poseidon, bring this to pass." So he prayed as the seagulls wheeled and circled around him. So he prayed as we paddled desperately away from his island. So he prayed, and the god heard. And the bard sang and said, Andromoi enepamusa, pelutrapon hos malapola plankthe, epi troias hieran betoliethran apersen, polade hogan ponto pathanalgea hon katathuman, arnumino saintes. And the Cyclops said, Oh, I like you, little man, I like you. Thank you for the wine you have given me. Tell me, what is your name? And I said, Nobody is my name.